Hello, oh, 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 oh.
All the good girls go to hell, 'cause you got it so. As Eloise and once the water starts to
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I've literally turned on the camera and started filming. Like, I've not even got ready, but I don't really care. Today I'm gonna just talk about, it's kind of like things I wish I knew before I started year 11 and just like revision in GCSEs and like what to expect. So yeah, hello new year 11s and welcome to the best year of your life. I'm gonna try and make it short and sweet so you guys don't get bored, and you'll probably have to like rewatch this video again. My first thing is literally listen in class. It sounds so easy, but most of the time you only get that lesson once, as in you're only going to learn about that topic once. So you just need to listen, and if you don't understand something, ask. Like, you need to ask questions because your teachers are there for reasons. Ask if you're unsure. Like, that is something that I should have done. Like, if I didn't get it, I just kind of sat there and was like, oh well, I'll revise it later. But if you don't understand it in the lesson, then you're not going to understand it when you try and teach yourself. Revise everything, not everything obviously, but revise what you learned in year 10 at the beginning of year 11. So for example, like what I done, which I think helped, was I revised very like loosely what I'd done in year 10 from September to December, and then starting from January I basically was like revising year 11 and like hard stuff. So I think just start revising little by little now. Another good thing, which I wish I would have started at the beginning of the year, is like make a tally chart. So for example, put this massive piece of paper, write all your subjects on the side, and then every time you revise that subject, do like a tally next to it, so you can see what you need to revise more of and what you need to like stop revising. Not stop revising, but like for me, I'm pretty sure I revise science like every single day and never revised maths until like the week before my exam, which is annoying because then I could have done better. Yeah, a tally chart just to like keep track of what you haven't and have been revising. GCSEs are literally the stepping stone to the next bit in your life. So what I think you need to work out is what you want to do in the coming year. So for example, if you want to go to a sixth form, or if you want to go to a college, or if you want to go and do an apprenticeship, you need to search up them options and see what you need to be getting. For example, I was unsure on whether I wanted to stay at my performing arts school or if I wanted to move and do like science and maths. So I mainly focused a lot of my revision on science and maths. So then if I did decide to go to a sixth form, then I would have that option because I worked hard. You just need to think about what your next step is and think about what type of GCSEs you need to get to that next step, because that's all GCSEs are. Make flashcards or watered down notes as you go. So for example, say if you come home from a day of school and you found, I don't know, a particular lesson quite hard, write down like bullet points of how to remember how to do the maths equation, or how you're going to remember that part of the book in English, or how a cell can become a stem cell. I don't bloody know, but just like write down bullet point notes, so then if you do need to look for that later when you come back to revising it again, you kind of already have it watered down, so then it's easier to get your head back around. Practice questions and practice papers. I cannot tell you how much I wish I'd done more, because for me personally, I done really well in maths and science, and that is because, well, maths, because I'd done every single maths paper that was out there, every single specification paper I think they're called, I don't even know anymore. And then for science I used Primrose Kitten predicted papers. They were very good. On chemistry, she predicted like the last big massive 6-mark question, so I would really suggest Primrose Kitten. But yeah, practice questions, because it doesn't really matter how much you know, because I could know the whole textbook off by heart but then I couldn't answer a single question. Like, that was me for biology. So you need to be able to apply your knowledge, and that's why practice questions and practice papers help. Also, try different ways of revising. So don't just stick to writing in a book with coloured pens and highlighting. Like, that's what I made a mistake by doing. You need to actually try other ways of revising, because you don't actually know what the best way for your brain to remember something is. I think at the end of the year I found out that my brain worked better with pictures. That's how I like learnt quotes with English. Like, I drew pictures relating to the quote, and then like if I needed to remember a quote, I would recall the picture rather than the actual quote itself. But yeah, you just need to try different ways and not just stick to what you think you know. Just adapt different ways, talk to friends about it. And also I think with that, you need to use all your resources. I didn't use YouTube until like the night before my exams. There were so many videos and I just did not have time to watch them at all. Free science lessons is always amazing, but things like for English, watching other people analyze poems or analyze a certain extract, like I think it's really good to just see what other people think as well, like other people's opinions. So yeah, YouTube, books, friends as well, like even just, it sounds so, I sound like a neek saying this, but talk to your friends about it, like especially when it gets really close to your exams. You probably will just be talking about exams, but just be like, oh, what do you think about this? Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, let's hope so. Year 11 goes so quick, and that isn't really scary because then you get like the worst year out really quick, if you know, yeah, okay, I keep saying if you know what I mean, but yeah. And it's also, it goes quick, but it's only 10 months of your whole entire life, and if you think about how long your life can be, 10 months is literally nothing. Just focus in them 10 months and then you can do whatever you want. I think also with mocks, I don't think I necessarily was comfortable, but I felt a bit more felt more relaxed about particular subjects, like for example history. I done so well in history, like out of nowhere, so I kind of was a bit more laid back about the exam, and then I came back and I got a 4, so I went from a 6 to a 4. But whereas like Spanish, I got a 4, and then obviously I worked really hard, so then I got a 6. So it's just from mocks, you need to take that as a part where you need to become better and not feel comfortable, because I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is that they do really well in mocks and then they stop trying because they think that because they pass then that they can pass in the GCSEs, and that's not necessarily true. I think throughout year 11 you need to keep a positive, you need to think well of the things that you're doing, because if you just get yourself in a hole, feel really bad all the time, which is what I done. I don't even know how close, I think it was like 6 months before our first exam, that's when I had like my first panic attacks and stuff, and it was literally over nothing. I would say the build up to GCSEs is so much worse than the actual GCSEs itself. Like as soon as they start, I was sitting at home thinking, wow, this is actually not that difficult. I think it comes from different opinions, and it just depends on who you are as a person, but personally GCSEs were stressful. Like I can't lie about that, they were stressful, but it was only like 10 months of my life. You work for what you get. Like if you work hard, you'll get good results, and if you don't, then what can you do? Like life carries on. This sounds really negative, but you do always need to have a plan B. Like you might just have a really terrible, I don't know, GCSE season, so you just might need to have a plan B to if you don't get good enough grades. And I think it's always safer to have loads of options rather than just keeping all your eggs in one basket. Have fun, like go out to parties, obviously not every single day, every single weekend. I mean, you can if you want, if that's how you live life like that, but still go out, still meet your friends, still play with your pet, go and talk to your family, like still go out because your brain needs a break. And don't, it depends on how much you want to work, like literally all of these things are dependent on who you are, but I couldn't stop dance or stop cheerleading because of GCSEs, because I feel like your brain does need a break. But obviously don't be going to dance every single night, then you don't revise at all. I didn't go to the class the day before my exam, my first exam, just because I was really nervous. And yeah, handle your nerves, because it's not that bad once you get started. Like I still don't feel like I've even done my GCSEs. Yeah, I don't really know. Like that's just everything I have to say. I wish I knew before year 11, and some tips as well. Thank you so much for watching. I've just been holding this apple this whole video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Good damn bye.